Welcome to Ruby's English Vocabulary, where you can learn English with us every day. Wishing you an enjoyable learning experience and daily progress.
Doctor.
The doctor checks my health.
The doctor checks my health. Patient.
The patient waits in the room.
The patient waits in the room. Nurse.
The nurse gives me medicine.
The nurse gives me medicine. Hospital.
I visit the hospital today.
I visit the hospital today. Clinic.
She works at the clinic.
She works at the clinic. Ambulance.
The ambulance arrives quickly.
The ambulance arrives quickly. Surgeon.
The surgeon performs the operation.
The surgeon performs the operation. Diagnosis.
The doctor gives a diagnosis.
The doctor gives a diagnosis. Treatment.
I need treatment for my illness.
I need treatment for my illness. Operation.
The operation takes 3 hours.
The operation takes 3 hours. Prescription.
He writes a prescription for me.
He writes a prescription for me. Medicine.
I take my medicine every day.
I take my medicine every day. Injection.
The nurse gives me an injection.
The nurse gives me an injection. Bandage.
She wraps a bandage on my arm.
She wraps a bandage on my arm. Stethoscope.
The doctor uses a stethoscope.
The doctor uses a stethoscope. Thermometer.
I check my fever with a thermometer.
I check my fever with a thermometer. Heartbeat.
The doctor listens to my heartbeat.
The doctor listens to my heartbeat. X-ray.
The hospital takes an X-ray of my leg.
The hospital takes an X-ray of my leg. Blood test.
I need a blood test today.
I need a blood test today. Antibiotic.
The antibiotic helps me recover.
The antibiotic helps me recover. Vaccine.
I receive a vaccine every year.
I receive a vaccine every year. Specialist.
The specialist examines my case.
The specialist examines my case. Appointment.
I have an appointment at 10 a.m.
I have an appointment at 10 a.m. Checkup.
My checkup is next Monday.
My checkup is next Monday. Pharmacy.
I go to the pharmacy for medicine.
I go to the pharmacy for medicine. First aid.
He learns first aid in school.
He learns first aid in school. Symptom.
The symptom is a high fever.
The symptom is a high fever. Fever.
I feel weak because of the fever.
I feel weak because of the fever. Painkiller.
He takes a painkiller for his headache.
He takes a painkiller for his headache. Cough syrup.
The cough syrup tastes sweet.
The cough syrup tastes sweet. Wound.
The nurse cleans my wound.
The nurse cleans my wound. Surgery.
I am nervous about the surgery.
I am nervous about the surgery. Recovery.
My recovery takes 2 weeks.
My recovery takes 2 weeks. Fracture.
The X-ray shows a fracture in my arm.
The X-ray shows a fracture in my arm. Allergy.
He has an allergy to peanuts.
He has an allergy to peanuts. Infection.
The infection needs antibiotics.
The infection needs antibiotics. Emergency.
The emergency requires fast action.
The emergency requires fast action. Pain.
I feel pain in my shoulder.
I feel pain in my shoulder. Therapy.
Physical therapy helps my knee heal.
Physical therapy helps my knee heal. Cast.
He wears a cast for his broken leg.
He wears a cast for his broken leg. Health.
Good health is very important.
Good health is very important. Blood.
They check my blood for a test.
They check my blood for a test. Anesthesia.
The anesthesia makes me sleep.
The anesthesia makes me sleep. Suture.
The doctor uses sutures for the cut.
The doctor uses sutures for the cut. Pulse.
The nurse checks my pulse.
The nurse checks my pulse. Exam.
The exam is routine for patients.
The exam is routine for patients. Scan.
They perform a scan on my chest.
They perform a scan on my chest. Anesthesiologist.
The anesthesiologist gave me medicine.
The anesthesiologist gave me medicine. Cardiologist.
I saw a cardiologist for my heart.
I saw a cardiologist for my heart. Dermatologist.
The dermatologist checked my skin.
The dermatologist checked my skin.
Neurologist.
A neurologist treated my headache.
A neurologist treated my headache.
Pediatrician.
The pediatrician checked my baby.
The pediatrician checked my baby.
Psychiatrist.
The psychiatrist helped my mind.
The psychiatrist helped my mind.
Radiologist.
The radiologist read my X-ray.
The radiologist read my X-ray.
Orthopedic.
I visited an orthopedic for my leg.
I visited an orthopedic for my leg.
Pharmacist.
The pharmacist gave me pills.
The pharmacist gave me pills.
Nutritionist.
The nutritionist gave me a diet plan.
The nutritionist gave me a diet plan.
Technician.
The technician took my blood.
The technician took my blood.
Lab test.
The lab test showed my results.
The lab test showed my results.
Biopsy.
I had a biopsy last week.
I had a biopsy last week.
Blood donor.
I became a blood donor today.
I became a blood donor today.
CT scan.
The CT scan checked my head.
The CT scan checked my head.
MRI scan.
I had an MRI scan yesterday.
I had an MRI scan yesterday.
Electrocardiogram.
The ECG checked my heart.
The ECG checked my heart.
Blood transfusion.
He got a blood transfusion.
He got a blood transfusion.
Bone marrow.
The doctor tested my bone marrow.
The doctor tested my bone marrow.
Hormone therapy.
Hormone therapy helped me.
Hormone therapy helped me.
Chemotherapy.
Chemotherapy treated my cancer.
Chemotherapy treated my cancer.
Radiation.
Radiation therapy killed the tumor.
Radiation therapy killed the tumor.
Dialysis.
Dialysis cleaned his blood.
Dialysis cleaned his blood.
Immunization.
My child got an immunization.
My child got an immunization.
Epidemic.
The flu epidemic spread fast.
The flu epidemic spread fast.
Pandemic.
The pandemic affected the world.
The pandemic affected the world.
Contagious.
The disease is very contagious.
The disease is very contagious.
Quarantine.
I stayed in quarantine for a week.
I stayed in quarantine for a week.
Sterilization.
Sterilization kills bacteria.
Sterilization kills bacteria.
Medical gloves.
The nurse wore medical gloves.
The nurse wore medical gloves.
Face mask.
Everyone wore a face mask.
Everyone wore a face mask.
Defibrillator.
The defibrillator saved a life.
The defibrillator saved a life.
Ventilator.
The ventilator helped him breathe.
The ventilator helped him breathe.
Intensive care.
She stayed in intensive care.
She stayed in intensive care.
Medical chart.
The doctor checked my chart.
The doctor checked my chart.
Organ donor.
Is an organ donor.
He is an organ donor.
Physical therapy.
Physical therapy helped me recover.
Physical therapy helped me recover.
Rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation helped her walk again.
Rehabilitation helped her walk again.
Genetic testing.
Genetic testing showed my risks.
Genetic testing showed my risks.
Medical records.
I updated my records yesterday.
I updated my records yesterday.
Clinical trial.
I joined a clinical trial.
I joined a clinical trial.
Pain management.
The doctor explained pain management.
The doctor explained pain management.
Sutures.
The sutures healed my wound.
The sutures healed my wound.
Disinfectant.
The nurse used disinfectant on my cut.
The nurse used disinfectant on my cut.
Antiseptic.
Antiseptic cream cleaned the wound.
Antiseptic cream cleaned the wound.
Prognosis.
The prognosis is very positive.
The prognosis is very positive.
Vital signs.
The nurse checked my vital signs.
The nurse checked my vital signs.
Medical imaging.
Medical imaging showed no issues.
Medical imaging showed no issues.
Health insurance.
I have health insurance now.
I have health insurance now.
Medical ethics.
Doctors follow medical ethics.
Doctors follow medical ethics.
Aspirin.
I took an aspirin for my headache.
I took an aspirin for my headache.
Checkup.
I have a checkup scheduled for next week.
I have a checkup scheduled for next week.
Cough.
I have a cough and need some medicine.
I have a cough and need some medicine.
Flu.
I caught the flu last week.
I caught the flu last week.
Medication.
I take my medication twice a day.
I take my medication twice a day.
Symptoms.
What are your symptoms today?
What are your symptoms today?
Virus.
The doctor said I have a virus.
The doctor said I have a virus.
Weight.
I need to check my weight regularly.
I need to check my weight regularly.
Zoonosis.
Rabies is a zoonosis that spreads from animals to humans.
Rabies is a zoonosis that spreads from animals to humans.
Blood pressure.
My blood pressure is normal.
My blood pressure is normal.
Bacteria.
Bacteria caused the infection in my throat.
Bacteria caused the infection in my throat.
Chronic.
He suffers from chronic pain in his joints.
He suffers from chronic pain in his joints.
Doctor's note.
I need a doctor's note to return to work.
I need a doctor's note to return to work.
Hypertension.
Hypertension can lead to serious health issues.
Hypertension can lead to serious health issues.
Immune system.
A healthy immune system helps prevent disease.
A healthy immune system helps prevent disease.
Migraine.
I have a migraine and need to rest.
I have a migraine and need to rest.
Nasal spray.
I use a nasal spray to help with my allergies.
I use a nasal spray to help with my allergies.
Obesity.
Obesity can lead to other health problems.
Obesity can lead to other health problems.
Over the counter.
I bought an over-the-counter cold medicine.
I bought an over-the-counter cold medicine.
Palliative.
Palliative care is for patients with chronic illness.
Palliative care is for patients with chronic illness.
Paramedic.
A paramedic arrived quickly after the accident.
A paramedic arrived quickly after the accident.
Rehab.
I am attending rehab for my knee injury.
I am attending rehab for my knee injury.
Surgery room.
The patient was moved to the surgery room.
The patient was moved to the surgery room.
Trauma.
He is in the hospital due to trauma from the car accident.
He is in the hospital due to trauma from the car accident.
Abdomen.
My abdomen hurts after the workout.
My abdomen hurts after the workout.
Amputation.
The doctor performed an amputation on his leg.
The doctor performed an amputation on his leg.
Anemia.
She was diagnosed with anemia last year.
She was diagnosed with anemia last year.
Arthritis.
Arthritis causes pain in the joints.
Arthritis causes pain in the joints.
Asthma.
He uses an inhaler for his asthma.
He uses an inhaler for his asthma.
Blood clot.
The patient had a blood clot in his leg.
The patient had a blood clot in his leg.
Brain injury.
He suffered a brain injury in the accident.
He suffered a brain injury in the accident.
Cancer.
She was diagnosed with cancer last year.
She was diagnosed with cancer last year.
Carpal tunnel.
She has carpal tunnel syndrome in her wrist.
She has carpal tunnel syndrome in her wrist.
Circulation.
Poor circulation can cause swelling.
Poor circulation can cause swelling.
Contusion.
He has a contusion on his arm from the fall.
He has a contusion on his arm from the fall.
Cyst.
A cyst was removed from his back.
A cyst was removed from his back.
Diabetes.
My grandmother has diabetes and takes insulin.
My grandmother has diabetes and takes insulin.
Disability.
He receives support due to his disability.
He receives support due to his disability.
Disorder.
He was diagnosed with a mental disorder.
He was diagnosed with a mental disorder.
Dizziness.
I felt dizziness after standing up quickly.
I felt dizziness after standing up quickly.
Ear infection.
She has an ear infection and needs treatment.
She has an ear infection and needs treatment.
Enema.
The doctor recommended an enema for constipation.
The doctor recommended an enema for constipation.
Epilepsy.
Epilepsy causes sudden seizures in some people.
Epilepsy causes sudden seizures in some people.
Hernia.
He had surgery to fix a hernia.
He had surgery to fix a hernia.
Influenza.
She caught the influenza and stayed home.
She caught the influenza and stayed home.
Intestine.
The doctor checked my intestine for any issues.
The doctor checked my intestine for any issues.
Jaundice.
He had jaundice and needed treatment.
He had jaundice and needed treatment.
Kidney.
Her kidneys are not functioning properly.
Her kidneys are not functioning properly.
Laceration.
He got a laceration on his hand from glass.
He got a laceration on his hand from glass.
Malaria.
Malaria is common in tropical countries.
Malaria is common in tropical countries.
Meningitis.
Meningitis is a serious infection of the brain.
Meningitis is a serious infection of the brain.
Nausea.
I feel nausea after eating too much.
I feel nausea after eating too much.
Organ transplant.
She underwent an organ transplant last year.
She underwent an organ transplant last year.
Thank you for learning with Ruby's English vocabulary. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with new videos and keep learning every day.